Hello and welcome to the final round of the Tier 2 Championship. It is time for the Abu Dhabi circuit. Really quickly doing all the things we need, and then we are ready and set. 16 cars only. We have 2 people that got race bans, and yeah, some people who can't be asked to race, but we'll see. 16 cars still left. The Constructor Championship still wide open with Alpine leading this championship by a little bit more than 15 points. Meanwhile, Haas is right behind them, and they have one more car today. So we'll be able to see what Flip can do for his team to maybe still get this this Constructor Championship alone, as Eamon picked up 2 penalty points in the last round, in the special round in Imola, and therefore got a race ban himself. If he didn't retire early, he would have been able to race this time, but yeah, he retired early, got the 2 penalty points, and that he got that race ban. With me in commentary, I don't know if he's still on the toilet, by Steen.
No, I'm here.
Lovely. Who do you think, Steen, is gonna win this this Grand Prix? It is an interesting one, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I think it's just finding a nail in a big pile. But yeah, it's anyone. I think there's a lot of fast guys in here, but last round we saw anything can happen. Hansel was really dominating last round. That's yeah. What track did we race in? Wait.
We raced the mystery round last time out, and Hansel wasn't there, so it just 2 rounds ago, where you commentated last.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was really confused for a second.
All good.
Time flies. But I think it's anyone. Yeah, Next won last round. I think, or not?
Yes, and he got the Drivers' Championship because of it.
Oh no, Ice Cream won.
Yeah, Ice Cream won, and
Next got P2.
P2, but he secured the Drivers' Championship, so it is everything done on that side. But the constructors, like I said, still wide open for them. Haas, Williams, and Alpine still fighting for that, but Alpine only with 1 car. Let's see that.
Yeah, I think it's everyone progressed, but the first laps are already starting.
Yeah, Snedgy here first to set a real flying lap in the Mercedes on that long back straight, just the DRS open and then flat to the floor until that chicane section, which is not the easiest to handle. You can spin out there, you can make mistakes, go too hard over that curb on the entry and lose a lot of time, but so far so good for the Brit going through that chicane now on the second DRS straight, going into that newly, it's not even new anymore, I would reckon. 2 years ago they rebuilt this this whole area. What, 3 years? 3 years of it, no? Was 2021 in that area as well?
Yes.
3 years, holy hell. Time flies, actually.
But it's only been in the game since 22, so yeah, that may be getting you confused there.
Under the hotel section, and now into the last 2 corners, 2 right-handers to go. Should be flat for the floor for the first one, and then the second one into 4th gear. And then powering out of that section, Snedgy goes into a provisional P1 with a 24.2 right behind him. Hydra Halo beats that by rather 4 tenths into a 23.8, and Last Paper also with a 23.8. Anyone else really on a flyer? I don't know really. Unruly Phoenix coming towards the line, also on a lap, and he's in a 24.8, and Snatch Dorwich as well. So both of them.
Yeah, Snatch backed out of sector 1. He let I think the car in front of him, that's Unruly Phoenix. He let him pass in sector 1, and he's going for the gun now. He has pretty full battery, and he's doing 2 flying laps in a row.
And we see Realm currently in the third sector already, coming towards the hotel section now with his Haas, the title contenders for this round in the Constructor Championship. Can they bring something on the table to beat Alpine? Let's see them. A little bit struggling through the exit of the hotel, but now full flat until the last corner. Then can he beat the time of Last Paper, 23.8? He just can't. It's a 24.0 P4 currently for the first Haas, but we have still 1 more to come.
Yes, as I was watching the other Haas, Hanso here, he's just went on a lap in a 17.6. That's a really good first sector for Hanso there. But he locked up a little bit into the hairpin, went a little bit wide, and that's costing him the exit for this straight. And you will lose time all the way through the straight now. And then you need really good braking into the chicane here. He's not going on the curb. I prefer to go on the curb there. But HG play during that time sets a 23.4.
Oh, and Snatched which spins the car on the last turn. I think his car is fine, but the lap time is over with that. Panic's now coming across the line. P2 for the Williams. A good lap time here. Strober onto the line. It's only a 24.8 for him. I think not what he wanted, but he can still improve on that. Is probably on a second flyer, then watching Dutch Nuri somewhat in the first sector. So we're switching back to the Haas of Hanso. Can he find time to go into P1? You said he made a tiny mistake there in the first sector happen. Let's see then towards the line. It's still a 23.2 and it is P1 for him.
Yeah, his sector 2 didn't look too great as well, but it's still P1 and that shows how good he really is. Even with mistakes, he still goes P1 with almost 2/10. Yeah, that's just really good performance by him. Dutch Nori now with a good sector 1 as well. He's only a 10th down on Hanso in that first sector, I believe, but he is struggling on the traction as it's a difficult traction zone out of that fast left-hander. Now braking, hitting that curve very nicely, lighting it up. Yeah, taking a little bit too much curve, which is costing him on the exit here. Looked up a little bit and ended up wide. He had to brake a little bit too much. And I think he spent too much ERS as well. He's only got 10% to the line. Is that enough? Oh, just compromise.
Oh, it's just enough. It is just enough. He found the time at 23.229 and he beats Hanso's lap there. That is something I wouldn't have guessed happening. Let's see then the other title contender or the Drivers' Champion next on a flyer lap in the last sector now as well for the Williams. Let's see how his hotel section works. 25 for the first time. Off the apex there on the second. That next apex though hit perfectly, going wide onto that white line. And now towards the last turn, can he find the time to beat both of those guys? Dutch Nuri and Hanso still in pole positions, and Next can't beat them just by a 10th behind Dutch Nuri there.
Yeah, the grid is looking really close so far. It's only 1.6 seconds, through the entire grid, but only one car more to come, and that's Spotify, but he was 9/10 down in the first sector, so I don't think he will be doing anything. And I think he's just ending up in P15.
Oh, he invalidated.
He invalidated. I think I find it really interesting how you invalidate there, but that's just me.
Let's see then, anyone else really on a flying lap? I think just Hydra Halo just starting his lap through the first turn. That is invalid. That was over the line and it's invalid for the McLaren, but
yeah, Potato was invalid as well.
Yeah, Hydra Halo has enough time to do a second run on those tires. He fortunately for him, fortunately for Hydra, he invalidated early enough to regain battery and everything. I think really nobody on a lap right now. Everybody just coming out of the pits again for their second flyer. Mr. Potato and just coming into the pit lane. Same exact lap time as Realm, by the way. And 1,000 behind Flip.
That's insane.
I mean, Flip needs to get, presumably, towards P5. So 4/10, maybe he can gain that in one lap. I don't know if the lap was good for him or not, but needs to get a little bit higher up. As we're seeing Snatchy on his out lap, as well as Hydro Halo. They're still.
Yeah, Hydro is going on his in lap. I think he just did his lap, no? And he invalidated on turn 1.
Turn 1, but it means he could. I think he's still driving that lap though. I think he's still gonna try it. Oh, he's going somewhere. That car is not on a lap, Hydra. You can move. Okay, then we're cutting to Strober for a lap.
Yeah, he's the first one that's going on a lap right now, and he might get a little bit of traffic of. I think that's Spotify just coming out of the pits now, so he will get traffic on this lap. Oh, a lot of people coming out of the pits.
A lot of people coming out, but I think The only one that is gonna hinder him is the Haas and the Ferrari.
Oh, they're
Maybe
just
the
coming
Williams
out.
as well. They have to see that Strober is coming though, and they are both going out of the way nicely. They're Strober nearly on the track limits there already, going into that hairpin now. Finalize the first sector.
Almost 2
Of the
tenths up though,
apex.
almost time.
Good improvement, but he needs to find 6 tenths to actually improve in position, so he needs to find more of that. Now on the DRS straight coming towards that second chicane, or that first chicane. Braking a bit early there, a bit early.
And he cut
for
at the tire curb, which will lose you on the exit here. It's not good to cut the entire curb there. You really need to flick around it and then hit the second one just right to get a perfect... Oh, what happened there? Is that only for me or...
I think he's lagging a bit.
Yeah.
Could be a bit of lag, but let's see then. He's still finishing his... What the hell is happening?
Oh my god! What am I seeing?
Is that lag or what is
Yeah,
that?
it's lag and mistakes at the same time, which is... Oh my god, he invalid. Okay. What am I seeing? Snatchy is the first one or not. There is a Red Bull there and it's...
No, he's on an outlap.
Oh, that's on the outlap. That's Snatchy then, first one on the lap.
Going into the pit lane.
Oh.
Didn't improve.
Invalid
Was
as
invalid,
well.
as well as Hydro Halo going straight into pit lane again. Ren going into the pit lane as well. Everybody doing a bad lap apparently.
Oh, Hansos was on the outlap as well and he's going on the lap right now. As well as Dutch Norrie. Everyone invalidated on his second lap.
Yeah. Nobody said a better lap time.
Wait, did SG play just jump up? He went into P2,
yes,
no?
Yes, he went into P2 at 23.269.
Oh,
that is really making it closer for them.
yeah, it's between the 10th, between the top 3. That's really close.
There's someone doing... I think the next one is really Spotify again.
Yeah, and then after that it's Norrie.
With Spotify gameplay again, guys. Hasn't set the lap time yet. Needs to find a time there. It doesn't matter what it is, I guess. It's just needing to be a lap time.
I think it's gonna be faster than Snatch in it.
Yeah, it should be, but did you see... Why there?
Oh my god.
White again. The hotel section is not likable for that Ferrari, apparently.
Oh, P1 invalid as well. Why is everybody invalidating, man?
Spotify towards the line now. It's a 26.9 for the Ferrari.
What a lap, what a lap.
Dutch-Norrie into the pit lane, one more try to go. Hanzo towards the line now. Can he beat those 50,000 that Dutch-Norrie
Yes,
better on him? Yeah, he has that.
Oh, he can.
23.0.
Oh my god, like 2 tenths as well.
Tenix as well, 23.252 into P3. The Williams cooking today.
It's so close, man. It's so close between all of them. There's the entire top 8 is in the 23s.
Yeah.
That's so close for tier 2.
Let's see then. Snatch Dorwich needs to find a lap, currently last, but he has spun on the last corner, so he will gain some time here throughout the last turn. If he doesn't spin again, but this looks better. This looks like a nice lap for him. 24.7. It's P13, it's not yet last, so he's in a good position. Flip, jumping up into a P6, 23.737 for the Alpine. That is what he needed to fight for this Constructor Championship.
Now it's the top 11 within a second. That's insane close. And there are a few more people on the lap, I believe. There's Alias on the lap in P9 in a Mercedes. He is now on the straight, just exited the first sector now. We are gonna watch his braking. He looked a little bit early in the first gear he went there for a second. And now he missed a little bit of that apex, but is using his battery now on the straight to gain all the time. He has lost maybe during that exit a little bit. Turning in here a little bit safe, but is going on the throttle nicely. Oh, that's oversteer.
Let's see then. I didn't want to understand. I didn't want to stop your talk. Sorry.
No. That's a really difficult section. You're just like I don't know how to describe it. You're just gliding through that section. The car is just always feeling like it's gonna snap away from you, and you just need to be on the limit right there. And you feel like you're over the limit, but Yeah, I think that's what happened there. He got a little bit of an oversteer moment and just slid onto the curb right there and invalid his lap.
Let's see then next on his final flying lap, I would guess, because there's only 3 minutes left in the session. Williams 1.5 tenths up. This could mean pole position still. He needs to finalize. He needs to ace this last sector to go into P1 ahead of his fellow Dane Hanzo. Let's see then. Throughout this hotel section, really easy to lose the car there. You just have to play with the throttle a little bit. Just tap it once, twice. Now through the last 2 turns, can he find the time? Can he beat Hanzo? Can he go into P1? Let's see then. Really close on the exit. He can't beat it. He didn't beat it. He lost a lot of time there, and it's still no improvement in time as well. He's P5
he only went up half a tenth. He only went up half a tenth.
He lost a lot in that last sector. He was 1.5 up, and then the time just vanished. Realm 2 tenths ahead of his current time. Let's see then through the last turn here with the Haas. He needs to be high up the order as well. Let's see then. He's going into P6 ahead of Flip. That is really important for the Constructor Championship right now.
As there is a gigantic battle in the pit lane. Look how many cars there are on track right there.
How many people are coming out of the pit lane just there? But Hydra Halo doesn't care about that at all. He's coming towards the line now. Can he improve? Stop sliding through the last turn. Shortest to the line. P9 for him. P7 actually. Ahead of Flip as well. Flip is falling down the order again after setting a good lap time here.
It's the weird idea to think that the Red Bulls are gonna work together here because they're right behind each other. Nori, of course, in P2 wanting to get that pole. He's only 1.5 tenths behind Hanzo, but I think he's backing off just a little bit too much to get a slipstream.
Last paper, meanwhile, improving into a strong P7 as well for him for the V-Carbs. Is there anyone else really in the flyer? Next is going into the pit lane. He can't set a faster lap time. That's the end of the session for
Snatchy is on a lap right now. He is improving by half a tenth only, and he's jumping up. He's only improved by half a tenth, and he's not improving his position. He's staying in P12, and that's it for his qualifying. He can only go down from now.
But it was actually a good lap. Just that the others are that good today as well. Everybody really on their A game. Nobody is really struggling, I think.
Yeah, a few more people who are out of this qualifying. It's Hydra Halo invalid on his lap. He's not gonna do another lap, I think. And last paper as well, he has invalidated as well.
Let's look at Strober then. He's the next one to cross the line. 1.5 tenths up. It's a second now up for Kick Sauber. That is a really good time. It's a 23.8 right now. If he can improve in this last sector and not have bugs, then he will gain a lot of positions on this lap.
It will be around P8, P9, I think, for him. A few people have already finished their qualifying. He's going through the last 2 corners now. He got a little bit of a snap of oversteer on that exit. Now through 4th gear. This really doesn't look too bad. It's going up to P4.
That's a good lap time. Unruly Phoenix able to go into P13 for himself. And now we have to wait a little bit for Mr. Potato. I'm not improving right now. Through the first 2 sectors. Can he find a time through the hotel to maybe improve, go up into P11? He needs a 10th.
Yeah, Nori is on a lap as well. He's of course in P2. He's improving by a little bit, I think. But is it gonna be enough to get that pole of Hanzo? He is around the final corner, and it is gonna be pole with 22.9.
Let's see that Tenix towards the line now as well. The Williams towards the line. He takes pole. Tenix takes pole.
Tenix took pole there. ASG play only 10,000s behind him. That was a really close call. In the end, only a 10th between the top 3. Nori was on provisional pole. Then Tenix took it away from him, and ASG just slid in there.
Tenix on pole. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, he was down on the 2nd sector time. He improved so much on his last sector.
What a lap time the second Williams put out there. I have no clue how he found that time, but he's in P1. He's starting from pole position ahead of ASG play. Dutch Nuri in P3, and they're not even separated by a 10th here, those 3 cars. Hanzo in P4, Strober in P5, with Nex in P6, Realm in P7, with Last Paper in P8, Elias in P9, with Hydra Halo in P10, P11 for Flip, and the first car outside of the second is in P12, Mr. Potato Aim. Unruly Phoenix just outside P13, P14 for Snedgy, P15 for Snatch Norwich, and the last driver is Spotify in the Ferrari. This is a close grid.
Yeah, this was really close. Only Spotify 2.2 seconds behind, but for the rest, all within like 1.5 seconds from each other. And the top three not even split by a tenth. And that's just really getting us for this race.
Then everybody is picking their setup, picking the strategy. What can they come up with?
Minions in the chat is shouting out Stroba and VB. They need to do really good in the race, and I think they will with the qualifying pace they had now.
Yeah, but I don't know. Will Tenix hold on to this P1 to his maiden victory? Because this is fantastic. I've never seen him that far up the order, apart from that reverse grid race in Austria, but I hope he's gonna cook, but we'll see. Start is upon us, and let's see what the start brings us. 2, 3, 4 lights, 5 lights for the drivers ahead, and it is lights out, and away we go. Let's see then who's getting the best start. Tenix just about to start. ASG not with the greatest, so Tenix leads into turn 1. Behind them 2 wide, Hanzo and Dutch Nuri, the others going 2 wide as well. Last Paper with a good start, and I think Dutch Nuri got tapped around somewhere, and he's lost massive positions here.
Yeah, Dusnori losing 5 places at the start there, and he's side by side now through. Everyone is side by side actually. I don't know what's happening here. There's a lot of cars going side by side, and still a few more overtakes happening on track. Everyone is in the slipstream right now of each other. And the first one close to an overtake is Hydra Halo on the inside of Realm. He's gonna brake a little bit later, but Realm has to go over track. And he locked up and he spun the car as he kept it on track. He has kept it on track.
Sedan Strober fighting with Nex as well on the second DRS straight. Last Paper is there with Dachinuri. Everybody fighting for everything they got. It's the last race of the season. The cars, if they crash, they're not getting repaired anyways. Flip now side by side.
Around the outside of Last Paper here, and that's a really tricky overtake to make. It's really easy to snap the car around there, and he's now on the inside of Scobra as well. Is that a double overtake we're seeing here?
Through Strober, because Strober's lagging again, and he's lost massively out of that.
Yeah,
he's left the session.
He's left. Yeah, he was ghosting all the way through that section, and he has just left the session. So that means his AI will take over. But Nori, from losing 5 places in the first lap, now already up 3 places as Tenix crosses the line as first, and then it's HG Play, Hanso next, Nori, Last Paper, Hydra Halo, and Realm and Cobra battling around. Oh no, he's still leaving. He's losing so many places now.
I invited him back, so it should be fine, but his internet not really helping his case today.
No, as Minions was shouting out Cobra, and it really didn't help him because he's now already down into P9 or P14. And he's losing 9 places.
Yeah, the AI is on 70, but the drivers are faster than the 70 AI, I guess. Let's see then ASG going for the move into the hairpin. Locks up the brakes a bit, but he's getting the position ahead of the Williams.
But look how close Tenix is.
Tenix only a 10th behind, still gaining. He still has DRS for the second DRS straight. Let's see then, can he get the re-overtake on the Kicksauber? Kicksauber is positioning the car pretty well, and Tenix can't make the overtake. Further behind, everybody is still really close together. Nobody is really out of this race. Even Spotify is only 3/10 behind, so there's only one tiny gap from Hydra Halo to Last Paper by a second.
Yeah, I think it will be close as well during this lap in the last sector, and then he will get DRS as well, because DRS is already enabled after the first lap, and that's new this game, and IRL as well, and that shows us how important the DRS is, because there are DRS trains already forming.
It's a huge DRS train, 2P13 right now. Strober 1.2 out of it. He needs to find...
He's back in the lobby.
He's back in the lobby, but he's not back in the DRS, losing time here. Not really good for him. Shinori struggling to keep the pace with the top 4 right now. 8/10 behind those cars, and now 10x, 5/10 behind ASG. Can he find a move past the Kicksauber to regain the lead for himself? Let's see then. The DRS is so powerful here. Hanzo's getting the move as well. ASG losing 2 positions, and he was 9/10 ahead of this Haas. That is a lot of time. Realm, meanwhile, MP7 switches all over the place. Hanzo is taking the lead now ahead of Tenix. And ASG's probably gonna get Tenix as well. There's DRS chicken playing because Hanzo literally just gave up the positions. I have lag. Holy hell.
There's contact. There's contact, and Tenix and Hanzo almost crashed out of each other. Tenix was on the inside there, but I don't know who is at fault there. Still battling along this third sector. Is on the inside. It's too wide. Still is running him wide. Nexus run wide as Nori spins the car. Nori spins the car.
I think someone got connected. That is Hanzo, and Hanzo lost the end plate there. That is massive for the Constructors Championship. Hanzo is going to pit, and last paper gave up the session.
It's
last
crashed.
paper is out, and it's a virtual safety car.
I think that was Hanzo that took him out. Hanzo had damage, and
Strobe
as well.
That's
Strobe
Nori with a 10-second stop time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate for him, because he was doing really good, but he has to change his fronting as well. And now 10-second penalty. He was almost on pole position. He started in P3, and now all the way down to P14.
Hanzo's wing didn't get changed. Hanzo's wing didn't get changed. He's in P13. He still has that broken front wing.
Oh yeah, I see it on the right hand side.
Yeah, right hand side is missing the M plate. So he either has to go back in, or he just drives to the end now with there's 14 cars left. Strobe gave up the session probably because of that lag. And last
Strobe
paper
couldn't take control. Strobe couldn't take control, and the AI DNF'd him.
Last paper though, yeah, DNF, and I don't know what Hanzo did there because he slowed down for no reason, and that brought out this huge carnage. And now Hanzo with a drive-through as well, for speeding under virtual safety car, and I think that's his race pretty much over. ASG still going slow because there's still a virtual safety car around. That's why Hanzo got that drive-through penalty, but that means right now it's only Williams in the constructors against Flip in the Alpine, I think, because I don't know if Realm is able to catch it. Oh, HG! HG spinning the car on the restart! Did he get damage?
He have damage?
Nope,
not visible, but it was pretty hard in the wall.
But it's
a Williams 1-2.
The Williams 1-2 right now. HG now in P4 because of that mistake. That 4 of 29 still going on. And this is wide open for everybody. Box for Hanzo again. His race is basically over. Flip and Hydra Halo lost 2 positions here. Trying to regain that by battling hard with Snatchy and Flip. Flip now on the inside against Hydra Halo for the next turn. Both of them DRS wide open, but Hydra Halo is using ERS to regain that position. Flip with no ERS and with no DRS is getting lunched by the McLaren. Can he find the position? Flip is staying ahead.
Oh, look how close the top 3 is. Nex was playing the DRS game and staying behind with his teammate. But now Tenix doesn't have any DRS. And Realm is close to them as well. But the Williams are just swapping around and creating a wall for Realm. I noticed what's happening as well in my season. With the 2 Alpines just staying up front and battling in front of me. And it's the same with Realm now. You just can't overtake them if they're doing that.
Yep, we have to see. Still, until P10 is a train, and then Snatched Overwatch and Spotify a little bit further behind, and Dutch Nuri with that incident had to go into the pit lane. Mr. Potato really wide on that second turn, the last corner, but he's staying in the train. Everything's still fine for him. 40 cars left.
Needs to get on with it as well.
Hanzo's hoping for a safety car at this stage. If he wants to get back into this race, the safety car is the choice to go for. Just stay as long as possible in this race to try to get that position. Flip now on the outside of the chicane against Elias. He got and McLaren on the inside. Now Mercedes is trying to overtake that McLaren. It's a 6-way car train from P5 downwards. And Flip is probably gonna get this position here with the DRS wide open. He will. Unruly Phoenix in there, Mr. Potato, M. Snatchy, all of those cars fighting for higher positions. I think higher than they were thinking.
Next lost 2 places.
Next, with a little bit of a mistake probably, down into P3, but those 4 cars are in a train, so I would say it's not that bad yet.
No, but Williams lost their 1-2, so they can't switch it anymore. So they really need to overtake Realm again because they're weak now. This is their weakest point.
See, then this train is still going on. Flip is leading this train now. Can he find the time to get back into this DRS train for the guys in front? It's only 1.4 seconds. He needs to find 4 tenths, and he's back in there. And Tenix is holding up those 4 guys. They're 1/10 behind each other, and not really getting out of that 1.5 second gap for Flip. So still looking like it could be something, but he's time now 1.7. Hydra Halo with a 3-second time penalty in P7 currently with the Mercedes.
He's sliding as well. Hydra Halo, he's...
Neji's making the moves, inside line for the chicane. Can he find the pace? Yes, he can, because Hydra Halo goes extremely wide there. Coming back into the circuit.
Top 4 is battling.
Oh, it's 3 wide!
Oh, Realm.
Tenix! Next with the move! Double overtake! Hanzo got disqualified for ignoring the drive-through penalty. Hanzo is disqualified. He's out of the session. Only 13 cars remaining.
From P1 to P4 in only 2 straights and 2 corners. That's insane. And now they're all in the DRS again. There's Realm on the inside there. Oh, and it's not making it work. But ASG on the outside there, really gripping up the car. And it's not getting past it. It's now next Realm. ASG on the inside.
The other guys now back in the fight as well. Top 7 all in a train now. Flip was able to catch up to this train because of their battling, which is quite nice for them. Hydra Halo trying to get into this fight as well for the positions. Otherwise, everybody really still in the points. Dutch Nuri catching up to the other cars as well.
Yeah, with all that battling that the leaders did, the other train catched up. And there's a massive fight now. From P1 to P7, and if Hydra Halo can catch up to those guys, it's gonna be a fight from P9 to P1, and that's just insane.
Mr. Potato I'm getting position of Hydra Halo. Hanzo left the session after his disqualification. The Potato am now in P8, Hydra Halo in P9, but he will have the DRS for the next straight. Let's see then. DRS again wide open for those cars. ASG on the inside. Ram is fully on the outside. He's fully off track. You can't overtake there, mate. And the Haas still fighting for everything he got. Hydra Halo, meanwhile, with the re-overtake against Mr. Potato Aim, as they are fighting their way throughout, and they're losing a lot of time actually as well. Now next with the re-overtake against ASG, inside outside line for this long right-hander, and he's getting dried out. ASG holding on for position.
There was almost contact as well with Tenix and Realm. Tenix almost spinning Realm there in the fast left-hander. They're really just struggling for grip, it looks like, because they're just correcting the car all the way through that section. And now Flip is really pushing on Tenix.
Flag. That is for Hydra Halo spinning the car in the hotel section. Hopefully he doesn't have damage, because this could get his first points of the season. Next now on the inside against ASG, he's getting the position. Williams back in the lead, but this is far from over. Hydra Halo now in P10, right behind him Unruly Phoenix that made a mistake earlier the lap as well. Hydra Halo doesn't have damage, so good for him. Hydra ASG with the dive bomb against Nex. He's getting the position. Flip behind as well, and Realm's getting spun around. Realm got spun around there.
He spun on his own, I think. I think he spun on his own on exit. I didn't see anyone touching him. I was watching Flip and Tenix. Flip was around the outside of Tenix, and Realm was right in front of him. Flip almost crashing into Tenix. Oh, that's a really opportunistic dive bomb. As there is Tenix with a little bit of a mistake there, and this now cost him the exit. But Flip is really pushing him now, but he's not using too much overtake, and he is staying behind for now.
Little tap from one of the Mercedes there behind Flip, and they're still fighting for everything they got. Now the top 6 only in the DRS after that mistake from Realm. But Realm is still in this race. He's only 4 seconds behind this train, and we know he has good pace, and he can find those positions in the end of the day, I think. Lap 9 of 29, 20 laps to go still on this race, and it's action throughout the whole race. Tenix with a 3-second time penalty again. He has 6 seconds now. This is bringing him down positions and positions in this race. And
Yeah,
now
if
he's
it
out of
stays
DRS
this
as well.
close. Yeah, if it stays this close, he will lose so many places. That's insane because the entire he will end up P9 maybe if it stays this close.
Pit lane for
With the
Hydro
6-second
Halo.
penalty.
Hydro Halo in the pit lane. Is he switching already to the hard compound of Tyre on lap 10? It looks like it. He is going for the hard compound, so this is to the end for him. Wait, I think the two Mercedes hit each other there at the back. Or Elias had a really bad accident because Snatchy right behind him now in P6. He's looking for his best points position. And so far this season on the last round. Flip is going for the move against Tenix here inside line for the chicane. Easy does it. Oh, and someone is getting spun around. That is Elias spinning the car. He's just tapped the side of Tenix's car and got spun around there. Now rejoining in P9. But that was a bit of a driver error. I think Tenix
No. It was Snatchy. Snatchy drove into the back of him. I watched it back on stream. And Snatchy drove into the back of his teammate and launching him just into the car in front of him.
It's unfortunate, but Elias is still in there. Only lost also like 4 or 5 seconds, but by the looks of his pace, he will find that time again, and the race is still long to go. See, then the race has calmed down a little bit. Mr. Potato Aim nearly in the wall there. So we switched to him, fighting against Realm, and he got just that 3-second time penalty as I was watching. Flip in the pit lane. Switching towards the hard tires probably early as well for the Alpine, undercutting those cars.
Gallup has paid 200 to watch RB. They're not really doing great in this race. One DNF from last paper and Phoenix is 4 seconds behind Elias, who has made a mistake in this race. As Hanso is thanking us for the season. It was good fun, he says, and sorry for my shit race today. But it's really unlucky today.
Really unlucky. Tenix made a massive mistake somewhere because
Oh
he's
my
3
God.
seconds down on ASG and the other cars.
Two leaders are gone. They're
Yeah,
gone.
His tires are gone. I think Tenix's tires are gone. Snedgy taking over P3 now in the Mercedes, but didn't look quite good for the Williams here. I think an early pit stop onto the hard should be his issue or his solution to his issue of the wheel spin. Just everywhere where he is, apparently. It's like it's looking... He's spinning the car, oversteering the car, so...
Yeah, it's insane to think that we were only a few laps ago. This was a train of 7 cars, and now look how spread out the field is in only a few laps.
Yeah, that's true. And he's still not going into the pit lane. He's staying out with those mediums. Even that he's struggling a lot with those tires. I would have thought he would go into the pit lane. Meanwhile, Flip Elias going into the pit lane now from his mediums after his spin there with his teammate. Now on the hard compound of tire. And he's hoping to just undercut those people as well. And Mr. Potato Aim with a mistake. I don't know where he did the mistake. Was there maybe contact? But he was right behind. What the hell is that lag as well?
Why does he go onto the track maybe? Okay, he's back. He was just driving on the grass there for no reason, but
as well
he's
in the
back.
pit lane, switching his front wing. So that will bring her some seconds back as well. And Tenix is struggling still a lot with those tires by the looks of it. He's using a lot
Realm
of ERS
on the
now.
hards. Realm is on the hards. Even with that mistake, he still has caught up to this group where he dropped out of with that mistake. But now Tenix on the inside of Snatchy, he really didn't look like he had the pace. But with those 2 DRS zones, you really can make a move there. And now he's just slotting in behind. It's Snatchy really making a little bit of a mistake. Yeah.
They're both struggling, both of those cars. Struggling, and it's a contact, and Ram is getting slapped out because of that as well still.
That has to be damage. That has to be damage. He hit him pretty hard in the side pot.
It doesn't look like damage though.
Oh, it's not boxing. Tenix is boxing.
Tenix, Snedgy, Tenix boxing from those mediums. Ram is continuing on, and it doesn't look like it's damage. There's no end plate missing, so it could be invisible damage for us, but no damage so far. Both.
It has to be really lucky if it wasn't damage.
Both Williams in the pit lane. Tenix also with no damage, apparently. But we know damage is on because some people already crashed the car, you know. And switched front wings. Tenix now out coming. He's gonna be behind Hydra Halo who pitted, and I think he could be behind Elias as well. This is gonna be close between those two cars, but I think Tenix is just able to make it out in front of that Mercedes. So we'll have to see. Still a long way to go. Pit stops for a lot of cars, but still a little bit less than half of the guys that still need to pit. Next now overtaking Mr. Potato M for P6 here. He's making that quite easy. The Potato, no way to fight that anyways. Flip now behind Dex as well. He has to overtake Mr. Potato as fast as possible. I think with this DRS he could be under quite a pressure. Because Mr. Potato is lagging as well, holy hell. But Mr. Potato rightfully making space. He knows that his internet, I think, is not the best, so he's leaving that him pass. And ASG with a 3-second time penalty as he's going into the pit lane.
No, that's I think maybe that's just getting removed because it didn't look like he cut a line there. He just went normally into the pit lane, and that may be getting removed if he's gonna report it. Realm on the hard tires is continuing, but everyone that was still on the mediums is now boxing, and now the entire grid is on the hards.
Everybody on the hards now. H12 coming out of the pit lane. Unruly Phoenix still needs to slot into it, so we'll gain that position back. Where's ASG coming out? He's just next there. Just came out right behind him, or 10th behind. Flip is in this DRS still as well with the hards. Hit it a little bit earlier, undercut those two cars, and is now able to be in the DRS of those two leading cars. Snatchy just some 4 seconds behind those guys in the provisional P4, I would say. I don't know if Dutch Nuri can drive to the end though on those tires.
No, he's on 10 lap old tires, but the hards are a really good race tire. And if he has been a little bit careful to his tires, he may be getting to the end of this. But I don't think he will actually, because yeah, it's still a long way to go. As there's fighting here, but between ASG and next ASG around the outside, that was a really bold move. Because there was almost no space around the outside there, and he overtook him on those cold tires, and he's now up to P3 again in front of Nex.
Yeah, Flip still behind those two cars. Snatchy now coming up to Mr. Potato M's car, who still hasn't got into the pit lane on those hards, so he's continuing on. I don't know when he's gonna pit, probably 11 laps to the end, 10 laps to the end for the mediums. Wow, Mr. Potato going anywhere but not on the track.
I don't think why he's not boxing, because he's still carrying on his 14 old lap tires, and it's only Realm that can do that at the moment, because he is just driving in front. He's losing a little bit of time to Nori, but not too much. But Potato Aim is just visibly struggling on those tires.
I don't know if it's a lag or if it's something else, but he doesn't seem to have quite the nicest time right now. Meanwhile, AFG and the other cars are catching up to Dutch Nori. 1.8 seconds is the gap only. Fenix able to make the move against the Hydra Halo, and now both of them coming up to Mr. Potato M as well. Tenix already ahead of the Red Bull, who's still struggling on those tires, and it's Hack Festival as Hydra Halo
next for the overtake on ASG around the outside here, and he got the move done. And in my opinion, this is not a smart move, because behind ASG play, he was really winning time, and now he's just gonna lose a little bit of time again, I reckon, because Nex didn't show the greatest pace on those hard compounds, and ASG is still really pushing him through his corners, and I think they would have caught up next lap if he didn't overtake him now, because ASG was showing really good pace on those hards.
Sure, let's see then what the race still brings to us. Still 13 laps to go. Mr. Potato now with a 3-second time penalty as he's going into the pit lane. So Elias is freed. Mr. Potato into pit lane, and he will come out in P12 behind all of those cars. And one more car to pit. Is he with the move down the inside of the hairpin, getting ahead of Nex. But can Nex get his position back? Can't, because ASG will probably have the DRS. He does. So he's gonna run away right now.
As I'm gonna watch the penalties for a second here. There are two guys with 6-second penalties. Those are Mr. Potato Aim and Spotify in 12th and 13th. Then two guys with 3 seconds of penalties. Those are ASG Play in P3 and Elias in P9. And then Hydra Halo with 12 seconds of penalties, Tenix with 9, and Dutch Norrie with 13.
Oh, he got to 30. Ah, he got speeding in the pit lane. He got speeding in the pit lane 10 seconds. That's sure
Yeah, and then one for the
For cutting.
for cutting
corners.
the corner. And as ASG gets a really good move done on Norrie, he was already on the straight, I think, or in the hairpin, but he is past him now, and this is really good for him because he's now running away from Nex. It's already a second. Nex really needs to get on with it. He wants to stay close to the ERS of ASG because he's really running away with it now.
Yep, that is true. Let's see then. Oh, that's Schnurri sliding through the turn. The tires don't seem to be that good anymore. I think Dutch Schnurri, I don't know if he's going defensive or he's actually going defensive. He doesn't want to lose that position. But I think in the end he will lose the position now through DRS anyways.
Oh,
Contact.
what? What was that? That looked
Returning
really
a
weird.
little bit left there. Flip now behind those two cars as well. Can he break in time? He just could break in time. Flip having a really good race, I have to say. And as of right now, he's getting P3 here. Dutch Schnurri now on the outside, a little bit of contact again, I guess, but should be fine. Dutch Schnurri hopefully not breaking too late. He has slot back in behind Flip, so Flip getting that position as well. And now only one car still remaining to pit, that is Ram. 3 seconds ahead of SG and Nex.
Yeah, Norrie of course has pitted in this race but he has pitted on lap like 4 it was.
Yeah.
So I think he needs to go again.
Nuri pushing Flip here through the corners as Flip seems to struggle already on his hards. Nuri with a lot more laps on those tires seem to have a little bit more pace there. But let's see then Tenix fighting for P6 currently, but this will all go away when the time penalties are getting added, because he is on those 9 seconds of time penalties. So right now he would be somewhere P10 after taking pole position here, so really unfortunate for him. I don't know where he picked up those 9 seconds, but
He's 12 already. 12 already.
12. Oh.
He's got another one, yeah, in like the past laps.
Hydra Halo with a mistake, or I don't know what happened, but he's down in P9 and now under pressure from Unruly Phoenix and Snatch Dorwich, as Tenix is getting the car of Snatchy here on the first DRS straight. Can Snatchy fight back through the second DRS straight to maybe gain that position, but he has a really bad exit out of that second chicane, so I think there's nothing to do for him to get that position back. But Tenix has the time penalties, he can chill. Oh, there's a yellow flag for Snatch Door Wedge. Getting spun around in the battle, or he spun himself, but he's still in the race, 11th currently.
I'm really impressed actually by Norrie's performance on those all tires. I think
Ram
he's on
going-
14 lap all tires now.
Ram is going into the pit lane now. The last
Finally.
one, really. And I think that Shinori is gonna just finish the race on those
Yeah,
tires.
because look at his pace. It's not that bad because he's actually following Flip quite impressively.
Yeah.
But Flip is losing so much time. He lost like 1.5 seconds on the last lap. It's already 4 seconds now.
Yeah, he's struggling on those tires. Let's see then where Realm is gonna come out. Is he going to be ahead of those cars of Hydra Halo and Unruly Phoenix? I don't think so. He's just gonna be behind them. It will be behind them. So yeah, he has a little bit of work to do, the Haas. And right now, Flip is doing all he needs to do to get this constructor championship for himself. Snatching with the re-overtake against Tenix on the first DRS straight. Let's see them.
Yeah, they're catching Norrie.
They're
They're catching that group.
Gonna get a bigger train again, by the looks of it. Stachunori now with the ERS, DRS. Can he get the position of Flip? No, he can't. He's just a little bit too far behind. Snedgy is doing a brilliant job today as well. He's currently in a strong P4 position, which I wouldn't have guessed. I mean, we knew now as Hanzo DNF'd and Last Paper and Strober, those guys would be ahead of him probably, but he's still doing a brilliant job here in the Mercedes after the tiny tap against his teammate. But his teammate isn't doing that bad as well. He's in a world of his own. But he's in P7, that's still a good job for him, and now the DRS train is concluded, as I was speaking the whole time.
Realm on those new tires with a penalty for going off the track here. And he's caught Hydra Halo within a lap. And Hydra is really struggling after that spin he got earlier. And he is now just 6 tenths behind Hydra Halo, and it's going to be an easy overtake for him.
Snedgy now trying to get the overtake against Flip. He overtook Dachinori already for P4. So let's see then, can he find the pace? Can he find somewhere a gap to overtake this Alpine that is in front of him? He seems to have quite a good pace here on those hards, and Flip seems to struggle a bit on those tires. So we might see an overtake again. Tenix now with the try to get an overtake going as well for him. Snedgy has to wait one more lap. The exit wasn't the greatest, so we'll have to stick with that. ASG is still leading this race, but with his 3-second time penalty, Next would win this Grand Prix so far. Snedgy now really on the back of this Alpine.
Yeah, he's on only 2-lap fresher tires, so the tire difference shouldn't be that big between them, but he's really pushing them along, as we saw Flip really struggling the last few laps. They all don't have penalties, Flip and Snedgy. And as I say, Nori is going into the pits finally and getting a 3-second time penalty with that.
He's gonna pit and probably come out just ahead of Spotify, because he has to serve those 10-second time penalties, so it's gonna be a painful stop for him. He then can Snedgy get this position. We're still live on the cam of the Mercedes, 2 tenths behind, but Henix is lurking in the background as well. To try to get positions, but with his time penalties, he's not really a threat right now. Now Snedgy outside line. Oh, Flip has damage! That's why he's so slow. Flip has picked up damage somewhere a couple of laps ago, I guess.
Oh, that switchback almost went wrong. As Flip was a little bit locking up into that corner, and there was a switch. Yeah.
Flip somewhere picked up wing damage.
Yeah, I saw on the onboard.
Plate. I didn't see it. That's why he was so slow. But if he's going on in this race to the end, this is still P4, P5 for the guy in the Alpine, and it would still I think it would still make the constructors. We have to find someone who can do the live countings in the chat if someone is wanting that. Or some of the tier 2 drivers that are out already. Strober.
Yeah, Strober and Lost Paper are now in the chat, so maybe they can do some math. But I think Flip will easily lose the DRS because it's already 8 tenths after like 3 corners. Yeah, he's lost DRS already. So I think he's just driving in a world of his own now. But Tenix, of course, has that really insane penalty.
Yeah, Tenix with those 12 seconds. He just needs to stay in those 12 seconds, and he's getting that P4 position.
I don't think that's too difficult.
I don't think so as well.
Tenix will even drop behind Realm and Elias at this point. And that's even how much penalties he has. They are 8 seconds ahead.
Ahead now of Elias, and Elias doesn't have the DRS, so this is under threat from Unruly Phoenix now as well as Tenix overtaking Snedgy here for P3. But yeah, 12 seconds of time penalty still, my boy. And that brought Flip back into the DRS actually. That fighting here.
Honestly, Tenix is now driving in P3.
Next with a 3-second time penalty. This is huge.
Yeah, but it won't affect him.
Yeah, but Mr. ASG had 3 seconds. Right now he
would have fair.
Now not anymore. ASG
yeah, but he was already 2 seconds behind him, to be fair. So maybe he would have gotten that 3-second gap, ASG.
Oh, Tenix is struggling on those towers now as well, going off the track in the process, as I'm still watching on Snedgy's POV. I'm literally Snedgy's stream right now. I just want to see this guy get this P3 to the end.
Yeah, but he can really just stay behind, to be fair. He doesn't need to do anything, because Tenix will just drop so many places.
Oh my god, he nearly spun the car. Couldn't have said anything. Snatched Orwich, meanwhile, P9 ahead of his teammate now, Hydra Halo, who's dropping down at P10. It's a potato aim, giving up the position against his teammate as well. Team orders in the backfield.
Hydra got damage as well, that's why he's losing so much time. He's missing an entire front wing end plate.
He still has 8 seconds to Dutch Nori, And if he keeps on going to the end, this is still meaning points for him as Snedgy makes the move against Tenix. Tenix is just there with his side of his car, but he has to give up that one.
Yeah, but he's getting DRS now. He's getting DRS now. And this is going to be really important. Again, yeah, look at that overspeed. That's disgusting. On the outside.
Side.
Can he do it? Yeah. Oh, that's close. It's... Oh.
Just makes a pass again, but this is ruining the time of Snedgy. I think he just wants to get away from this from Flip, but Flip is still somewhat close because of Tenix slowing him down so much.
But I don't know why Tenix is fighting this so hard, because it's not his race to win. Because he is 12 seconds of penalties and he's only losing time, which makes the people behind him get closer to him. And he's dropping more places with more battling.
Elias, meanwhile, fighting against Unruly Phoenix, who doesn't have a time penalty. Hydra Halo, another free for my guy. Free him. Spotify 21 seconds behind the next car. NX wanted to trade DRS again, but Snedgy was like, nope, not this time. This time I'm getting you.
He really needs to stay behind here on this straight, because if he's gonna overtake him again now, he's just gonna be the same story, I think, on the next straight, and he is just doing that. And I think it's gonna be exactly the same story as the last lap on this next straight.
He just needs to use ERS on the second straight. Hydra Halo, meanwhile. Oh, Tenix was a mistake! Tenix on the curb. Tenix on the curb, half spinning the car, and this is now Snedgy freed from the reins. Unruly Phoenix, meanwhile, getting overtaken here by Elias. Down into P8, but Elias with those time penalties, he will regain that position. Unruly Phoenix. Hydra Halo, meanwhile, was in the pit lane and switched towards the soft tires. He's probably going for fastest lap to get that extra position point, which is fair enough. He has enough penalty seconds that the others would have gotten him.
18 seconds of penalties, Hydra Halo. 18 seconds. That's insane.
How many does Spotify have? Is he getting
9.
P12?
Yeah.
Is this guy getting... Oh,
Spotify is getting a point. Yeah, that's a good point. Spotify is getting a point at this
right now, yes.
stage.
So Hydra Halo needs to hurry.
He needs to stay within 9 seconds of Hydra Halo.
Snedge with his first time penalty as well. He kept it clean so far, but right now, first 3 seconds for the McLaren, who's actually going pretty well here. P9, decent.
But look how well Flip is doing with the damage. It's only 1.5 seconds behind Tenix, who has just struggled throughout this entire race with 12 seconds of penalties. But to be fair, with damage, he is within DRS almost. Is he getting the DRS? No, he is not, right?
He's getting it for the next straight, though. Getting it for this straight, oh no, he's just outside again.
Oh yeah, it's just outside. The damage losing him just too much in the corners.
Let's see then. Has someone looked if the Williams would make it ahead of the Alpine in the constructor, or is Flip gonna take it?
Not so far. No one has said anything to me.
Lovely. Someone has time. They can still do it. It's still 3 laps to go.
Scobra did say something in the chat, and he paid for to watch his favorite driver. And
Unreal
he wants
Phoenix?
Unreal Phoenix.
Yeah, okay.
Was getting overtaken by Elias in a few seconds, I think.
Nice, he's actually doing good. The V Cup in P7. He's gonna get position against Realm as well right now. So P6 will be for him, and he will get the position of Tenix, so P5 in the end. He will get the position of Tenix easily.
Oh, that's a really good race for him. Oh, if it finishes like this, Williams will take it. Oh no, sorry, he says. Okay, so what are you doing?
Lovely. Let's see then. Next is nearly in the DRS. It is close. It is really close. Just on the edge of that second barrier. Can he find
they both have penalties. Where did he gain that time? Because he almost, like a few laps ago, he was 2 seconds behind, and now he's 1 second behind. He gained a second in a few laps. That's insane.
Good pace from the Williams. Can he find some more? Get into the DRS range though. He's losing time again as we are watching him. I think we're changing. Yeah. how is it called? I jinxing. Holy fuck! That was I was
Commentating
thinking for
curse.
20 seconds here. 1.3 is the gap between those two cars, and then Snedgy some 13 seconds behind, but he's still doing an amazing job here today. P3 for the Beaver.
As I'm watching penalties for a second, as how much warnings does Unreal Phoenix have, but it looks like he only got one warning so far, so he's safe, he's safe.
So we are switching back to the battle of Realm against Flip. Flip struggling with his end plate. Realm is getting the position probably in the last couple of laps here. But is he getting away from this Alpine though? He has 3 seconds on. Yep, he has 3 seconds.
He has
of time
3
penalties.
second penalties.
So Flip needs to stay in those 3 seconds to gain the position back, and that should be doable for him on the last 2 laps. 2.5 laps actually, sorry. 2.5 laps left for the Haas to gain the time. But if Flip just stays in the DRS here, and Realm is struggling, making a mistake, a little bit of pressure maybe for the Haas, and Flip is slipping through again.
Scobra, did you count 10x's 12-second penalty with it, or did you leave that out? Because he's saying to me, if it finishes like this, Alpine will take it by 5 points.
Oh,
Only
ASG with
5.
a mistake, ASG with the mistake out of the last corner. Next is in the DRS.
Oh, this can be huge for Williams, because if the difference is really 5 points, then Nex will have enough for the win to take the constructors home.
Let's see then. Next, 2 tenths behind. Is ASG playing games? Slightly playing games. But he's not letting it ease. Better exit for the Kicksauber. Is he using ERS? He is using ERS. He's using a lot to stay ahead of this. But I don't know if he needed to. Oh, Nex is playing the game. He's staying behind. He's not trying to get the overtake done now. Let's see how this goes down. As we are watching back towards Realm, he's on the DRS right now as well. Is there something happening in the top battle though?
Nex is gonna go. No, he's staying. Oh.
He's staying behind.
Yeah, for the last lap. He's gonna stay behind for the last lap. As I have to
Unruly Phoenix.
disappoint the fans at home, Spotify is not gonna get a point. He is 15 seconds behind Hydra Halo and only 9 seconds of penalties in difference with them. So Spotify won't get a point.
Unfortunate. Realm 3.3 now behind 10x, but that doesn't matter because Realm is still behind him with those 3-second time penalties. Unruly Phoenix was able to get the overtake against Elias again, but I think right now it's a not really a battle because of that penalty from Elias, but he will get the position off of 10x in the end, I think, as well. But let's see then the last lap of those 2 giants, ASG against Nex. Who's gonna take this win, the last win of Tier 2 Season 12? The last lap of the season. It's magical sometimes.
I don't think I can spoil the ERS, so I won't. Because if there's any engineer watching, but Next now right in the slipstream, this can be a championship defining moment. He is on the inside of ASG Play, but ASG Play will get the DRS on the next straight. Has he got enough battery for the last straight here? They're pushing each other along the corners. Oh, there's a half spin there. Contact.
This is close. He has it. He has enough time, oh? He has enough. Should he get it? Let's see then. 50,000. He's ahead right now. Let's see. He's ahead of the Williams, and he's taking his position back in P1. And I think Next can't get the position back. There is a yellow flag.
Next. He's really close. He's really close. He's
gonna die.
He's on the inside. Oh, he squeezed him out. Oh, it's pushing him along here.
Oh, and he makes a mistake. This is the race. This is the race over. He lost a little bit of traction, and now this is ASG winning the Grand Prix ahead of Nex. If he doesn't get a time penalty more, and it will not, it will be ASG winning against Nex.
As that's a really great race. ASG wins in Abu Dhabi and wins the final round of Tier 2 here in GFL.
Kudos to Snatchy. That was a brilliant race. P3 for the Mercedes, P4
How
for
far
Tenix.
is Tenix gonna go down? I think P8. He's gonna drop all the way to P8.
Rem Flip is gonna take P4, and I think that is the Constructors' Championship done as well for him. Unruly Phoenix got Realm by 3/10. Realm is going down into P6, Elias P7, Tenix in P8, Zed Storwich finishing in a good P9, that Shnuri will finish in P10. Really disappointing after his collision, I think.
And it is gonna be Alpine that is winning the Constructors' Championship here. I think confirmed. If there are not any penalties that are getting removed, I think it's just Alpine that has won the Constructors title this season. As people in the chat are shouting out Unreally Phoenix or VB or Casper, however you want to call him. He got P5 today, and they say he needs to be driver of the day today.
Hydra Halo, another 3. He's getting the position! What if I getting the point?
Did Spotify really get that point?
Hydra Halo spun twice on the last lap and giving Spotify the point!
Spotify got a point! What a crazy end to the race.
Spotify taking away points from Hydra Halo. The last, but that's just Hydra Halo. It would have been his first points as well. Let's see then. ASG winning the race ahead of Next, and Snatchy in a supreme P3, Flip in P4, securing that Constructor Championship. Unruly Phoenix in P5, with Realm in P6, Elias in P7, Tenix P8, with Snatch Storage in P9. Great job as well from him from P15. As well as Flip from P11, Unruly Phoenix from P13, Dutchnuri with P10, 11 for Mr. Potato, and Spotify gets the last points position, and then Hydra Halo in P13, Strober, Last Paper, and Hanzo, the 3 people with the DNFs. Let's look at the warnings and everything. We just quickly scroll through it so everybody can see the time penalties and everything. In case they
really
want to report.
From P13 to P5, crazy race by him. But Snatchy from P14 to P3, that's the driver of the day from the game, and I think that's really deserved. Because P14 to P3, that's a really good drive by him for the Mercedes today.
That is a brilliant job from those guys, but congratulations to Alpine for the Constructors Championship. But yeah, Steen, any words from you for this race? Last final works. Still even there? Steen?
Yeah, I'm here, sorry.
Any last words to the race?
Yeah, I think it was a crazy race. A lot of action on the track. And thanks for letting me commentate once again. It was a pleasure.
No worries. It was a pleasure commentating with you. And yeah, that's it for today's stream. Guys, thank you everybody for this Tier 2 season. It was amazing. It was a really good battle between all of those guys. And a lot cleaner than last season, I have to say. So, yeah, apart from 1 or 2 rounds, you know, the usual. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. And yeah, hope to see you guys when Tier 2 finishes the season on this weekend. I would appreciate you all joining. But yeah, until then, have a good time and we will see us. Thank you for this amazing season. Bye bye.